That means we're on time.
Yeah, we're on time. We're always on time.
We're never on time.
Who said we're not? Who said we're
I
never
think
on
this
time?
is literally the first time we're on time.
We're not even quite on time. I'm still.
Hello, everyone.
What?
Yeah, I guess you're not really on camera.
No, I'm not. I'm not even there. The show don't start till I walk in. So yeah, we're not.
Where's your little keyboard? I need
What?
to change the scene.
It's over here. Here.
Okay, I don't remember which ones do what. Oh, you're not even signed in on Twitter anymore.
What? No, that's on. No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's on Chrome. See, Firefox.
Oh.
Here you go. Hey, Twitter.
Nope. We go for Twitter questions.
No Twitter questions yet?
Linus, do you still use gunner glasses?
No, I do not. In fact, I gave them to Slick today.
Right.
I sure did.
No. Valken 07. No, it will not help.
Okay, so who wants Slick to shave his horrible, disgusting, ugly
I
mustache?
can't see it.
What?
There we go. I like it.
Yeah, who wants them to shave his disgusting mustache on the live stream tonight?
It's for Movember. I think I'm supposed to keep it till midnight, but if the consensus is yes, then
You know
I'm down.
what? It's so friggin' ugly that I think that everyone will forgive you if you actually just don't keep that on anymore. And besides, I mean, an interesting point that I would like to make, I think it's interesting because it's my point, is that actually in Canada, somewhere else in Canada, it is midnight right now.
Right, it's not midnight here.
No, but I get a real kick out of that because on Twitter I have a lot of people asking me what time it is in Canada. To which I have to sort of take a deep breath.
By the way, time zones.
Yeah, by the way, time zones. Canada is like huge. It's like bigger than some continents. Actually, is Canada bigger than Australia? I think so. Because Canada's the second largest country and Australia is also technically a country. So I believe Canada is actually bigger than Australia. Which should be basically all you need to know. We have multiple time zones. So the times, like lots of them. So the time zone I'm in is actually 4.5 hours ahead of the time zone that is on the very far east coast. Or like off the east coast. Canada's like on islands and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's an island in Hudson's Bay that is actually French land? Like France French?
Really? I actually did not know
Yeah,
that.
there's like a small island there. And I think they actually have French citizens like living there. Like
Whoa.
France French, yeah.
Do they have to cross the border to come into the...
See, that I don't actually know. I just remember this little factoid coming up when I was in like grade 5. In fact, it's possible they're not even there anymore. But
Cool.
yeah, why don't we start with a little bit more Twitter questions. Let's have a look at some Twitter questions here. Let's switch to the thing. Haha, you're not on camera anymore anyway. It's the Linus Tech Tips live stream. I can be all like, bam, bam. Nah, you're invited. Bam, you're uninvited. Where is Slick from? Slick, where are you from?
Canada.
Canada. Yeah, you can tell from his jacket. All Canadians have a jacket
This
like
is actually his jacket.
this. I was trying to.
That's why the shoulders are tight.
I was trying. You know what sizes and everything.
We're wearing jackets because we're in his garage, which is the new studio, and it's kind of cold.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly in here. It's just over 10 degrees Celsius, so you know we're trying to keep baby noises out of the video. We're trying to keep our noises away from the baby when he's sleeping. So we're in sort of the new studio space. You know what we should do? You know what we should do on the live stream right now? Ah, yes.
What?
Okay, because it's still early, because the YouTube video is not up yet, so lots of people haven't joined yet. Only the dedicated followers have joined so far. Okay, I need you to go operate the camera for a little bit. We're gonna let the viewers decide what we're gonna hang on the wall and where we're gonna put it. Actually, no, we're not gonna let them decide what to hang on the wall because I've already decided that. But we're gonna let them decide where we're gonna put it. So I'm gonna find this, which I want to put on the wall. So this is a 6870, 68, yeah. Bart's 6870, yeah. So this is the video card that was in the first video I ever made that got over 1 million views. So that was on the NCIX Tech Tips channel. I did a video review of it where I hooked up like 3 TVs, and I was running them in iFinity, and it was like awesome and epic. And so this should go on the wall of ridiculously epic stuff. So I'd like you guys to vote 2 things. Number 1 is, do you want to see it sort of up near the top to represent the pinnacle of achievement that getting 1 million views on one video on the YouTubes is? Or do you want it more on the bottom with more like, you know, because it's understated. It knows it's cool. So it doesn't have to be like shouting from the rooftops about it. And then I also want to know if you prefer it on the left or on the right near the axe. So guys, this is going to be on Twitter, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to switch to the Twitter feed so you guys can see. And yeah, Slick's not really pointing at anything right now. Maybe if I sit here. I don't know what he's pointing at. Oh, it's this one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to see what the Twitters believes is the best thing to do with this particular graphics card. And I'm not doing a giveaway. Okay, is that a SteelSeries Sensei behind you? Yes, it is. Watching live from the UK? Yes, you are. Thank you for getting up so early or staying up so late, whichever you did. Bad cable management behind me. Oh, yeah, that's my server. Don't worry about it. GTX 680. Yeah, that's good. Hang the axe on the wall. The axe is on the wall.
It's even in the picture right
That's
now.
from Art Vandelay. I mean, yeah. Costanza! That's a nice axe. Slick is awesome. You guys are going to make Slick all full of himself.
Well, not that one guy.
What did one guy say? Oh, yeah, no. Oh, find that tweet.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find the tweet, but I know his name.
Okay, this guy says left middle to top, 45 degrees, top and center. Take the axe off the wall. Take the axe off the wall. Are you kidding me? No way.
I think
That's
the axe can stay.
yeah. That's like, what if zombies come in the middle of a live stream and we could not defend ourselves and you guys had to watch us die?
We have one sword and one axe. We both need one weapon.
Yeah. Oh. Find the tweet. Go get the sword too, though.
Okay.
Yeah, we need the sword. Gotta have the sword. And the helmet. We have the helmet. The helmet's up there. You can reach it. Bottom and with the axe. Top and center, left at top, center. I'm seeing a lot of votes for top center. Top center to the left of the axe. Yeah, okay, got it. Top center, basically. Near the axe, right above the axe. Okay, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to put this graphics card up at the top of the wall, near the axe, kind of in the center. And I'm really not sure how this is going to play out because I can't really fit back here right now with this test bench here. And Slick's obviously not lifting a finger to help me because
I can't fit back there.
what do I even pay you for?
I can't fit back there. You don't pay me to be small.
Ow, my ankle! Oh, I just kicked a hard drive and it fell on my ankle. And there goes the Corsair Survivor. That's okay. Don't worry, it'll survive. It's all good.
I got it.
Okay. So, okay, here we go. Oh, you have to show them that tweet.
I gotta find it. I think it was only sent to you, so I don't know.
It was only sent to me?
I think so.
Didn't you go? Oh, okay. No, because if you search for... See, that's the stupid thing about Twitter.
Twitter just...
It's like you can't search. It's ridiculous.
So difficult to
What do you think? Like here? Or like down a bit?
Down a wee bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this, guys, is why I went for a pegboard. Because I wanted to be able to get these hooks. I ordered a bunch more off eBay. So that I could just hang stuff on the wall. And have it look kind of cool and like industrial and... I mean, there's no way to use hooks like this without things looking a little bit ghetto. Okay. And I'm kind of stuck, so, are you trying to find the tweet, or have we given up on that?
I'm trying to find it. I
Okay.
don't know if I will, though.
Yeah. So, somehow this live stream will become about computer hardware at some point, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry, we got this. Okay, this is gonna look really awkward, but can you come, like, push against my back? I can't put any pressure on it, because I'm standing so close to the wall that if I put any force on this, then it will push me backwards. Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on, that's a little hard. No, it's not hard enough. For those of you tuning in, We are hanging something on the wall, and what we're doing right now is 100% necessary. Don't worry about it. It's okay. The safety word is cockroach. Oh, it's not going in. Well. Okay, hold on. Gotta like brace myself better. Okay. Just find a discussion topic or something.
Oh god. Well, we could talk about Intel or Scythe.
No, we should do Intel later when more people have tuned in. Yeah, we can talk about no, because Scythe was one of the ones that I teased on the intro video as well. So I don't want to use that one yet when none of those people have tuned in yet. Ah, this is really awkward.
Minesweeper Adventure Mode. I didn't tell you about that one
What?
anyways. Yeah, okay. So in Windows 8, if you download Minesweeper, Windows 8 doesn't actually come with it.
Why doesn't Windows 8 come with Minesweeper? That's a tradition.
Yeah, but if you go on the store, you can download it like instantly, and it's a tiny little package, so it's not really that big of a deal. But
You're a tiny package.
I disagree.
Ow.
But yeah, if you download Minesweeper on Windows 8, you can. The camera's like pointing way off right now, but anyways, watching Linus climb around in the background.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Okay, Minesweeper Adventure Mode.
Yeah, if you download Windows 8 Minesweeper, you can then access Adventure Mode, and it's like an RPG version of Minesweeper.
And how does it? Have you played it?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to. It uses Minesweeper mechanics, so you can move across the screen, and you have to like gather gold and get keys and unlock doors and fight monsters and travel your way through and like collect items and everything.
Are you freaking kidding me?
100%, and it moves. It moves like left to right instead of Minesweeper where you start anywhere. You start on the far left, and then you can move to the right, and you have to like progress properly and acquire all the items, and then get to the final exit. And then you get different scores based on how many of the items you get, because you can get to the exit without getting like say all the gold bars, but then you didn't do very well if you just rushed to the exit. So, yeah, it's pretty.
Is
cool.
it fun though?
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to try that.
It's like Minecraft mixed with Minesweeper.
I have never actually played Minecraft. I'm sort of afraid to do it because I tend to have kind of an addictive personality. Like when I played WoW for 2 months, I played WoW for 2 months.
Right, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I can't do this.
And I feel like you would just pick some really, really grandiose project and not quit until you complete the whole thing.
Well, my obsessive compulsive disorder would, and I'm not diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, just for the viewers. I'm not mocking it or anything, but it's just like I can be a little bit OCD about things sometimes as well.
Yeah.
This is making really bad noises.
Are you actually going into the wall? Or are you
I
just
went in
going
at kind of a weird angle, I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe we should only hang one thing on the live stream.
Maybe we should just hang one thing on the live stream. What do you think?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, good idea. That was my idea, but you tried to steal it. Yeah, so that did not go as planned.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think I can get down. Do you want to go adjust the camera in the meantime?
Yeah.
So that if I do fall and hurt myself, that they won't necessarily get to witness every gory moment of it.
Oh no, I'm just going to make sure that it's all on camera.
It's funny because someone was saying, they were like, oh, what's that table you're using for your set? It's awesome. And I need a new table, and that looks really good. And it's funny because these are the crappiest tables in the world. They weigh about 1 billion tons. Look, if I stand on them, they shake like this. Do. Like, they're not sturdy at all, but they're like so heavy. They're ancient IKEA, like garbage. Like the actual color of these tables is basically like there's another tabletop. It's outside or something, but it's like the most horrible color in the world. I just spray painted them, and I know it's not going to hold out very well, but it's just temporary. So yeah. So yeah, there's nothing special about them. You do not want these tables. Okay, Slick, come on back, and maybe we'll actually like do a live stream.
Maybe we should dive right into Intel.
You know what's awesome is that they actually can't even see that graphics card that I spent all that time putting up. Can you like?
Oh.
And you almost knocked over a light.
We're good.
What do I even pay you for?
I don't know. Not.
Oh, it's reflecting. Okay, hold on. I'll fix it. We good?
Yeah.
All right. See? Always keep a sword handy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have commented on my sword. I got it at the Richmond Night Market. It's folded steel, so it's not actually like one of those swords that's just totally a replica and totally useless. It is sharp. So like, if we were fighting right now,
I would lose.
I would stand a chance because he's much larger than me. It's only half tang, so you can see the pins only go down to here. So it's not a proper. It's not a proper sword, but you know. I basically told the guy, I was like, well, I don't care how it looks, but I want something that's actually legitimately a sword, not something that's like a glorified toy.
Yeah.
So this is what he came up with for me, and I was like, okay, yeah, we're done, we're cool, that's good. Anyway, we'll put that aside for now. And then the axe has sort of a less interesting story behind it. The axe, this arm goes up to point at the axe. The axe, I needed to do some yard work, and so my dad brought over his tools to help me, and then he forgot his axe, so I requisitioned it, which is pretty much how I mean, who here has ever stolen a tool from their dad?
Yeah.
It's like
When I first started working on computers, I never bought my own screwdrivers, but I had my own screwdrivers.
yeah, I mean, by the time you're like 30, you probably haven't actually bought any tools yet.
There's all your dads.
But your dad's just like, why have I bought 3 Dremels in the last 10 years?
Well, I'm sure my dad knows. At one point in time, I think he just kind of bought another set of screwdrivers and just left. Because there's this like gray box that has these yellow-handled screwdrivers in them.
Yeah.
That I've just always kind of had, but they were always definitely his.
Yeah.
And I think at one point in time, he just gave up and bought his own, like another set.
Of his own.
Yeah. And was just like, oh, he can have those. Whatever. It's fine.
I think the thing that my dad eventually gave in and just bought me was a cordless drill.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was always stealing it. You know what? For my last birthday, he actually got me a circular saw.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing about that is the one that he got me ended up being DOA. And so all this stuff that I've been doing in here, like putting together... Here, for those of you who haven't seen it, I have a white box now. Oh, okay, let's just... See, I have a white box now. I built myself like some walls and stuff. See? Cool stuff, right? So my white box was built without the benefit of a circular saw, which would have been beneficial. Instead, I used a jigsaw to cut through stuff that was like this thick, which I'm very sure it's not supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's not good for it.
Probably just not the best application.
Yeah. But I mean, it was fast. And it was better than, and the funny thing is I don't have a wood saw, but I do have a hacksaw.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I can either use a hacksaw, metal saw, or I can use a jigsaw, neither of which are for this.
No.
Yeah, no, just no. Where'd our mouse pad go? That's behind you. Alright, let's do some tweeter. So, moving on. Is this like
It's
working?
Off. It's off.
You turned the mouse off.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Okay. Cover him up. Oh, he's hideous. Are you guys over how hot he is yet?
Can we just... How do I scroll on this thing? It doesn't work.
I don't know. Yeah, Slick can't figure out how to scroll.
It's on a touch mouse. There's
Well-
no scroll wheel. And I'm, like, scrolling.
Here, try it again. Well, here, click on the window. At least make it the focus window. Okay. Try it again. Oh, you're at the top.
Are you doing that with the keyboard? Stop pressing the keyboard. You're trolling me. Stop. Okay.
That's okay, I'll scroll through them.
He wants you to hang the katana.
I never gave my dad that great Nerix screwdriver. It's a flathead and can screw and unscrew everything. I have never heard of a Nerix screwdriver.
Me either.
Here, do you want to squeeze over a little bit?
I don't think. Yeah.
You're just way too large.
You take up the whole window. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's only because of, like, my buffness. You're just tall.
I don't look that big anymore because you're closer to the camera.
Yeah, but you're wearing like the big jacket that you're wearing to overcompensate for whatever it is.
It's your jacket.
Yeah, but I'm not wearing it. You should hang the katana on the wall. No, the katana stays in my living room. Stop calling IKEA crap. Okay. I guess I could stop calling computers. And I could stop calling grape juice delicious. But I'm not going to do either of those things. Will you ever have Esther on the live stream? I'm not sure. It depends. I mean, she's pretty busy sort of at night.
And test bench one. I don't know which one they're talking about.
I can't see that. Oh, a test bench. Our test benches are high-speed PC tech stations, and then one of them is some MSI thing, but you want a high-speed PC tech station.
Yeah.
Hey! Flip here! Likes the new setup. Flip is the first person who has actually given me any positive feedback on the new setup with the blue wall or with the red wall, the blue thing. I think I tweeted this, but I had someone put a message on one of my YouTube videos where I was showing off the room, where they were like, "Oh yeah, you should switch the colors of the pegboard and the wall."
That's a lot of work.
And I was like, "You understand that red paint, like red, like this red is like 5 coats, right? Like, yeah,
That's a lot of work.
not happening at all. Pardon my franglais. Where do you get your... Okay, what's the difference between a monitor and a TV besides the TV tuner and inputs? That's a good question. What is the difference between a monitor and a TV, Slick?
It's a lot higher quality monitor.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean higher quality? Well, the pixel density is higher.
Yeah.
But...
Usually you get way less latency. Pixel density is usually way higher.
Yeah, but I don't think the less latency is a quality issue because TVs have more complicated processors.
Yeah.
In order to...
But for what you're using it for.
Oh, so what you mean is why should a computer user not use a TV? Because I remember there was one guy that used to go to the same LAN parties as me who actually had like a 37-inch TV.
Just bring a TV every time.
That he was using for his monitor.
Yeah.
And so yeah, okay, fine. From a PC application sort of perspective, input lag is much higher on TVs.
Oh yeah.
They do way more processing on the image because they have to be able to just juice up the colors and make it look more better as opposed to more faster. Pixel density is very, very low because, I mean, a 30-inch monitor is going to be 2560 by 1600 and a 30-inch TV will be probably 720p even?
Probably, yeah. Usually there.
Yeah, like
30-inch.
So, I mean, you might be able to get like a 30-something higher at 1080p, but even then, that's much lower density.
I'm not very fluent in TVs at all, but the lowest one I've seen that's 1080p was 36.
Most TVs aren't TN though. So if we were going to compare to cheap monitors, then so yeah, so a TV will be cheaper, higher input lag, probably better colors unless it's a super cheap TV and you're buying like you'd be pretty crazy to manufacture a TN TV because the TV would be like 10 feet away and people would be like, "Oh, I moved my head here. Oh, can't see it very well."
And people window shop TVs hardcore. Walk into Best Buy or wherever the heck you want to go, and then they see them on the wall and then pick one. It's usually how they do it. So you need to like have good picture quality.
Reflex, yes, you can reuse a hard drive with Windows 7 on a new PC. Joel says, I'm in need of a new PC but don't know how to afford it. I'm only 12. Joel, you're going to have to wait a bit. What did you have for a computer when you were 12?
The one my dad built.
But it was yours?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. What did you have for your own computer when you were 12?
I did not have my own computer when I was 12.
I did. It was a Pentium 166 megahertz.
I'm actually trying to remember when I built my computer. Maybe it was new then.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't have my own computer till I was 16. That was like legit.
I saved for like...
And it had onboard video.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah! I saved for like 2 or 3 years.
GeForce 4MX, baby.
That's baller. That was quite a bit before my time, actually.
Yeah. Build a gaming rig for a friend. Should I use Windows 7 or Windows 8? Can you move the window over a little bit so we don't have that gray bar? Why, thank you, sir. Building gaming rig for a friend. Windows 7 or Windows 8? What do you think?
If you want to get Windows 8, just download the Windows 8 start bar thing. There's like a million different programs that do it now.
Okay.
We made a video a while ago about Ninite, So if you're building on the computer, if you want to run Ninite to install all the default programs, one of the things in Ninite now is Windows 8 Classic Start Menu.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
there you go.
like, yeah,
So
I don't
just
know.
get her done.
Yeah.
I mean, Windows 8 is less resource intensive. It boots and resumes and sleeps faster. It'll obviously get more support in the longer run. Did you hear about the whole Windows Blue thing?
No.
Oh.
Not at
So
all.
Windows 8, this is sort of semi-rumor. I don't know how confirmed it is, but I was just reading about it. So, you know how OS 10, the branding hasn't actually changed in years?
Yeah.
They just kind of go 10 point whatever, and then it's a new OS, but it's not that new. Like, they're just making tweaks as they go. So what I heard is that Windows 8 is actually going to be the last, like for a
Big
while.
iteration.
It'll be Windows 8, and then it'll be every year they'll do a small update at a low cost. Like, you know how like Apple only charges $20 for the next iteration of their OS. And I mean, what do you think?
So it's going to be Windows Blue now, and then they're just going to like, change.
No,
the
it'll be
colors?
Windows 8.
So it's just okay.
Yeah, I think that's like an internal code name or something. I'm not 100% sure.
But doesn't I'm not that great with Apple, but don't they change like the animal?
Yeah, but it's OS
Leopard,
10,
snow leopard.
leopard, snow leopard, lion, tiger,
So for differentiation
kitty,
reasons.
pussy.
that one's pink.
That's a cat.
They should have some naming convention to help it along.
Okay, but it could be like blue and then orange and then yellow or something.
Something,
Like, I don't know.
yeah,
I just heard this
yeah.
blue thing and then I was like, so
That's
what do you
kind of
think?
cool.
Are
I'm
they
actually
just
down with that.
are they just copying Apple or is it this like them innovating?
No, that's what everyone does now.
No.
Mobile devices, everything. They're bigger steps, but there's always little steps in between. And like on a mobile device, you don't pay for it. You just
Right.
get it for free. So it's not necessarily copying if it's the future.
So you just think the concept of the OS is just changing and Microsoft should just get used to giving away Windows and giving away Office? Ooh, they better sell a lot of Xboxes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Surface.
And like a lot of like paid SkyDrive accounts.
Yeah. No, they can still charge for like Windows, but it's gonna be cheaper.
Right,
I
okay.
think it's gonna have to be cheaper.
This is the most homoerotic live stream yet. Now take off your shirts. Do you want to do it?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Is it because it's cold in here and your nipples will be all like...
Partially,
Okay.
but definitely not completely.
I have this coffee for the whole live stream. Yes!
I play Minecraft. Don't unsub. Yeah.
How dare you? Yeah, one of us plays Minecraft. It's all good.
Good enough. Humble Indie Bundle. Yes.
Oh yeah, the new Humble Bundles.
Well, I guess this one's not indie because THQ.
Yeah, THQ sort of.
It's Humble THQ Bundle.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know about it already, there's a new Humble Bundle. It's a bunch of like legit THQ games. What all do they have in there?
It's Company Hero. Okay, if you pay above the average, you get Slicks Row the third.
Slicks Row.
Saints Row the
See,
third.
I told you guys, you boost this guy's ego up
I
enough.
didn't. Oh.
He's gonna think that he's some kind of like game star. Next thing it's gonna be like, you know, slick PC, blood on the sand, and you're gonna be all like with a bandana and like
is that
Thug Life.
50 cents
Yeah,
thing?
that's that 50-cent thing. Or like you'll be like remaking it like 2 years later, like Chronicles of Riddick.
I liked Chronicles of Riddick actually.
Did you like the first one or the second one?
Pitch Black?
I don't know.
Pitch Black was really good.
Was it? Okay. What
Pitch
about-
Black was like the first one.
Okay, okay.
Pitch Black wasn't Chronicles of Riddick though. I think it was just Pitch Black, and then I think the next one was Chronicles of Riddick.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Saints Row the third
Yeah.
is if you pay above the average. When I got it, the average was $5.40.
No, it's way higher now though.
Is it?
I think it's like $12 now.
Really?
Even then
I think
it's a
that's
good
the
deal.
biggest they've ever had it for a Humble Bundle.
Yeah, but it's also like A plus.
Oh, no, I
titles.
know,
Yeah,
I know.
like
I'm just saying.
triple A titles. So
Um,
yeah, guys, check it out. Just Google Humble Bundle if you haven't heard of it before. It's really really awesome.
Darksiders 1 is in it. Company Heroes with the DLCs is in it.
Yeah.
And then I think something else. But this
Yeah.
is all off the top of my head and I don't really remember.
Is Metro 2033 in it?
Yes.
Yeah, Metro 2033 is in it. Safety word cockroach. Well, yes. It's even better because it has the word roach in it
Yeah.
because you're
Roach.
encroaching on my personal space.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Alpa Clary asks, how does Twitch not kick you for not streaming games? Because they don't.
Stop.
Yikes. Can you even lift that axe? Get real like Slick? Oh, wow. Wow, this guy's drinking the haterade, this Nishant guy right here.
Not as much as the guy that hates me.
And I can lift that axe, I'll have you know.
Well, yeah.
I can lift the axe.
Yeah.
I put it up there.
Yeah?
I didn't have Slick do it for me.
Nope. Alright, clarification.
Okay, Slick, are you like a super fan of Assassin's Creed?
I freaking love Assassin's Creed. My favorite game series is The Elder Scrolls, but Assassin's Creed is probably my second favorite game series.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Final Fantasy is my favorite.
Have you only played one?
No, I've played lots of them.
Oh, I thought you'd only played 6.
No, I played through most of the first one, but it was kind of tough.
Like actual number 1 or like...
Actual number 1.
Okay.
I beat 5, I beat 6, I beat 7. I made it like 10 minutes into 8, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So
8 was the first one I played.
8 was stupid.
So I was like, this is sweet, and then I played other ones. I was like, oh.
I made it all the way through
Oh.
9. I think 10's the one with Zidane and Waka and whatnot.
I get them all.
I made it all the way through 10. I made it all the way through 2. I made it all the way through 3. 4, I think, was just rubbish, if I recall correctly. So I've played most of them, but honestly, guys, I was trying to play... I'm going to have to find out which one it is, but it was just terrible.
I love how they do it now. They got tired of... I know they're continuing the storyline, but it seems like they just got tired of making more numbers, so now they just add a dash and then another number. 13.3 is... I heard one of my friends at school talking about 13.3 today. It's like, come on.
Like, at what point are we just going to... Like, they'll start doing it by seasons.
Yeah. I was actually thinking the other day, they should release a game that's structured like a TV show. So you buy the game for like $20, and then once a week you get more content.
Well, it's called episodic gaming, and Valve tried to do it. Where is episode 3?
Oh, well, yeah. But they don't release it every week. They release it every, like, 30 years.
Valve Time Week.
Exactly, yeah.
Valve
Valve
Time
Time Week. Google,
Oh, Valve.
Google Valve Time if you're interested.
Yeah,
it's
Valve
actually kind
Time.
of interesting.
Funniest thing ever. I'm sure everyone watching this has heard of Valve Time before, though.
Yeah, probably.
We only have 1,600 people on the stream. You guys should tell all of your friends to join the stream because it's awesome. Joshua, great question. What is your favorite mouse that is still in production? Because a lot of people ask me what mouse I use. I tell them my Kari Laser, and they can't have one because it's discontinued. G9X is awesome. Get a G9X because everything else is just sort of totally a waste. You know what? You know what kills me? Oh, and we're echoing big time. What? Why would we be echoing? No one else has complained about it yet.
I don't know. I don't think you have the stream open in another window.
No, I don't.
Both of our browsers are up.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably just because of the garage. Guys, the mic's a little bit further away from us, so there's not really a whole lot we can do. There's going to be a little bit of echo. My foam strategy is not really doing anything.
And it's not covering the whole ceiling yet.
And it's not covering the room yet. I have to cover like that wall, and I have to cover the ceiling, and yeah, bear with us, guys. Bear with us. And apparently I got the average totally wrong for the Humble Bundle. It's only like $6. So yeah.
It's usually right around $6.
Great deal. Oh, check this out. Get rid of Slick.
What a meanie.
Yeah. Slick, you're fired.
No.
Why don't you put the Twitter feed above your heads? I like to see you and Slick interact, and covering him up isn't... I thought it helped. I mean, here, try it. It's like when they have to do like the eye test. It's like, better, worse. Better, worse. And then you like pick which one is better. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Okay, so here, you find a topic. I have to go log into my email where I archived all of the
Well, should we
topics
just talk
that I
about
wanna-
Intel?
Sure.
probably
Yeah,
cover
let's,
Intel.
let's do that one. Let's do that one. Okay. So go ahead, I'm listening.
Intel with Broadwell is going to be releasing BGA socket. BGA socket is going to be soldered in, so it's not swappable. Apparently this will only be replacing the tier of processors around like the 1155 tier, not the 2011 tier. So you'll still have like the expensive tier of processors.
Workstation, it'll probably overlap with the server socket in all likelihood. I can't see them going to 3 sockets.
No, I seriously don't.
I can't imagine why AMD is using 3 sockets. Anyway, sorry, like moving right along. So go ahead.
Yeah. That's what it is. What are your thoughts? I'm not happy because I come from more of the value-oriented series of things.
Okay.
Because most of the computers that I've built have been on a pretty tight budget. And I know you're going to bring up how many times do you swap your processor.
Oh, that's coming. That's coming for you like this.
But I actually totally agree.
You totally agree with what?
I think it sucks because I want to have more choices. I don't think it sucks because I want to change my processor all that often, because I can't actually think of a time when myself or most, not all of my friends, most, have decided that they want to change their processor before a newer and better architecture has come out that they wanted to upgrade to anyway, so they had to buy a new motherboard.
All right, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you all the reasons why Intel and the industry might want to do this.
I don't care why they want to do it.
No, all the reasons why it might be justified.
Okay.
First of all, why don't we do why Intel wants to do it? So Intel wants to take as much control of the experience as possible. We've seen this over the last few years. They integrated a memory controller. They integrated a PCI Express interface. They integrated GPU.
Yeah.
They're integrating more and more and more and more onto the CPU itself. So what is this doing? It's taking differentiation away from the board partners, because it used to be, like, it wasn't that long ago, that you could differentiate your board based on how great of a memory overclocker it was.
Yeah.
Like OCZ had like the coolest thing ever. It was called the DDR booster. Do you know about this?
No.
Oh, the DDR booster was amazing. Okay, so it fit in a DIMM slot, and it worked with certain boards where you could just crank the bejesus out of the voltage to your memory. So guys were using BH5s back then. So this was like a legendary WinBond BH5 chips to just crank way too much voltage, like doubling the voltage of their memory. And that was resulting in tangible performance gains. And part of the reason for that was because the motherboard designers actually had to optimize the timings internally within the North Bridge and the way it communicated with the CPU, the way it communicated with the memory. A motherboard was actually, in some ways, way more complicated 5 years ago, 8 years ago than it is now.
And important.
Now, it doesn't do almost anything. There isn't even a PCIe controller on an entry-level board. Think about that for a minute. What is it even doing in there that requires a high-speed interconnect? Thunderbolt's an off-chip, separate chip.
Yeah.
USB 3 is built into the chipset, but, I mean, okay, so it's 5 gigabit per second total across all the ports, so it's not like this is a super... So we still got SATA. And SATA, I mean, are we at the end of SATA? What's the new one that's coming? Something Express or something, right?
I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, I don't think SATA's developing anymore, are they?
Yeah, SATA I think is just done.
Yeah.
And so SATA, I mean, ultimately that's probably going to go on chip, because if it's going to be any faster than sort of SATA USB 3, they're going to have to move it on chip. Okay, so Intel's taking more and more of the ecosystem and they're putting it into the chip. This does a few different things. So it saves on cost, it saves on complexity, and drives up margins theoretically for everyone, but in practice, mostly for Intel.
Mostly for Intel, yeah.
Mostly for Intel. The other thing that I thought was fascinating is because of AMD's complacency, or lack of execution, or whatever else you want to call it, Intel has been spending so much less on die area for the actual CPU portion. If you compared the die size of an Intel Core i5 3570K to what would be the most equivalent AMD chip, something like an FX 8350, where they're equivalent in terms of their actual real-world performance, I don't remember the exact size difference, but Intel is spending less than half on the actual CPU logic portion compared to what AMD... That means the actual cost of that chip is less than half.
Well, they've been able to just sit there with all their R&D time that they just don't really have to utilize lately, and just spend it on, like, okay, let's save money.
Right. Let's make it smaller and smaller and smaller. It's like Kepler. How Kepler is a much smaller physically GPU than Fermi was.
With their little, like, plastic extension on the end.
So Intel is, because they don't have to keep pushing die sizes in order to get more performance, because no one's biting at their heels. They're bringing more and more on board. So this is a natural extension. So now what Intel's going to do, and it aligns with corporate branding as well, because just like something like Ultrabook, they can go, okay, this is a Core i7 platform. If you want a Core i7, you're going to get, SLI and Crossfire and, 16x PCIe, you're going to get Thunderbolt, you're going to get blah, 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 blah. And it comes with this CPU. So they generate a very consistent experience, and from a branding perspective, it's much easier. So the The parts where I'm okay, so there, that's why all this is happening. It's lower cost. It's more integrated. It's easier to control. It takes more of the value and more of the branding and puts it on Intel and takes it away from the guys producing motherboards. So here I'm going to start to advocate for why it's a good idea. Okay, lower costs will ultimately benefit the consumer at some point. You can be as cynical as you want about it. But at the end of the day, how much did a computer cost 20 years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
Miniaturization has come for us. We have benefited from process shrinks and from lowering BOM costs. So maybe your desktop gaming computer actually isn't going to go down in price much between now and the next 5 years. But the computer that sits in the dash of your car and the computer that sits in the back of your TV and all those computers that will now be all over the place will be a better value. So overall, it will come for you. You will get a better value out of all of these, out of this tighter integration. Okay, number 2, I actually inherently trust Intel to deliver a consistent experience.
Yeah?
If I buy an Intel motherboard, I don't expect it to overclock like stink. I don't expect it to necessarily have all the best features, but I expect it to work.
Yeah.
It'll work. It'll do what it said it does.
Because they will always follow the code.
Yes. They will make a standard that they know works, and they will follow it.
They will follow it, yeah.
To the letter. For better or for worse. But usually for better.
Yeah.
If I buy an Intel SSD, I expect it will work. I mean, same thing. Like for my server machine, you see an agility hanging out of it right now. That's not what I'll actually be running the OS off of. It's an old X25M because I'd rather use that. So from a consumer standpoint, I'm looking at it going, okay, well, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so next is, let's talk performance. Do you need more performance than a 3770K?
Yeah.
What for?
Higher end stuff, not gaming.
Not gaming. Okay, so then you should be buying a professional platform.
Yeah.
Okay. So for most of your friends who want to play Black Ops 2, or whatever game that isn't rubbish, new Elder Scrolls game, whatever else, have we reached a point where the CPU is really, really not holding back the gaming experience?
I think what's more holding back the gaming experience is consoles.
Well, yes. And I think graphics cards are going to be holding it back very, very soon.
Yeah, and hard-pushing engines and graphics cards and whatnot.
And 4K.
And 4K.
4K is going to just crush... Whatever graphics card you have right now, 4K is going to crush it.
Yeah.
Even modern games today, if you were going to try and run them at 4K, it'll just destroy them. Like, just crush them. They don't have enough RAM. They don't have enough horsepower. It's going to crush them. So if we're expecting CryEngine 3 to bring a completely new level of graphical quality, and then we're expecting to run it at 4K resolution, and then we've got NVIDIA spending half as much on die size for their high-end card as they did a generation ago, and delivering sort of incremental generational upgrades on a longer and longer cycle because they have less and less pressure from AMD, I'm actually sort of worried because we're going to want 4K 3D, which means we're going to have to push 120 FPS at 4 times the sort of average res.
When 4K gets more popular, I think even if... they're still going to be really pressured by ATI. Well, AMD.
Have you seen AMD's stock price? Have you seen how much cash they have left?
Yeah, but the graphics cards are still pushing pretty damn hard.
Not profitably. I mean, again, AMD is another great example. On the graphics cores, I think their die is like 30, 40, 50% bigger than NVIDIA's die.
Yeah.
So, in terms of from a business standpoint, trouble.
Yeah, I don't know, but they will be pressured by what the consumers need, though.
But do the consumers need it?
But you just said 4K.
I need it.
4K gaming.
But I mean, graphics card sales, like if you look at the market numbers, are going like this. And it's funny because everyone wants to talk about PC gaming's alive, PC gaming's alive. PC gaming is alive, but it's not.
Because of what we just said, though, nothing pushes it.
Plants vs Zombies, World of Warcraft, that is PC gaming now.
Yeah.
So no one needs a GTX 680 for that.
But even like brand new high-end shooters, it doesn't matter because they're all running terrible engines that don't matter.
Yes.
The CryEngine will hopefully push it, and 4K will hopefully push it, so people will actually care about buying a new graphics card.
It'll have been a long time. I think the last time I think people were really passionate and driven to buy a new graphics card was 8800 series
Yeah.
and Crisis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
100%.
still there. The old thing, but can it run Crisis?
Still matters.
It still matters.
Which is ridiculous, but true.
Okay, but I would argue that as soon as all of these limitations hit us, CPU actually won't be that important. Because GPU will remain better for things like physics calculations, whether
Yep.
it's using OpenCL or PhysX or CUDA or whatever else. And the CPU will be more than enough.
So you sit there and manage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just going to sit there and manage. So, okay, so I would argue that for 98% of people, we actually don't need more performance than we have today. Go ahead, keep shrinking it, staple them all together, save power. Okay.
You sound like that guy that said we don't need more than 56 kilobytes of RAM.
That's a misquote, by the way. He apparently never said that.
Someone said that.
Someone-
not
oh,
Bill
it wasn't
Gates.
Bill Gates,
Not
okay.
Bill Gates.
Okay, so the next one from my side is...
We might not need it now. We will need it at some point.
Okay, the next one from my side is more choice good for the consumer?
Why would it be bad for the consumer?
Because consumers often don't know what they're doing. Do you know how many systems I've seen come across my desk where I'm like, really?
Yeah, but it's still nice to have choice.
Why? Okay, here.
Choice always drives competition.
Okay, but those, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, ASRock, well, maybe ASRock to a lesser extent if they get acquired, but those guys are always going to be competing anyway. You'll still have choice, but you won't be able to make the wrong choice. You won't be able to make a bad choice.
Right.
Because someone will validate at some level that that's not a completely ridiculous configuration. And for you, the enthusiast, I believe it doesn't matter because you would have bought a Sabertooth and a 3570K anyway. Like if Asus, literally, think about this. If Asus soldered a 3570K to the Sabertooth, would it bother you?
No. That's a huge amount of builds. But still, it's
Well,
still nice.
what do you mean, but still?
I don't know. I still want the option to put it in myself.
If you needed Thunderbolt, would it bother you that much to spend an extra $100 overall on the platform?
You already have to spend like an extra $80 on the motherboard.
That's right. So the more integrated it gets.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you needed a premium feature like Thunderbolt, does it bother you that you have to buy an i7?
No,
Okay.
not really.
So those are my 3 points. So point number 1 is ultimately the cost savings will come to the consumer.
Okay, the main reason why I don't like it is the more that this I don't want this to be the person who kicks the ball and it just continues to roll down the hill. I don't want everything to just be like, oh, I bought a motherboard, I now have a computer. Like, I don't want that to happen.
Why not? It'll be cheaper.
But that's so lame, and that will destroy why we're here right now.
It'll be fast enough. We can talk about which motherboard is the best. And
We'll have one product to talk about.
it'll be a Sabertooth with a 3570K. Is that such a bad thing?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, okay, look. Here, think about it this way. Do you want the PC to succeed?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you see Apple doing? Their profit last quarter was more than most of the rest of the entire PC industry all put together.
Yeah, but that's a specific statistic, and I can throw a billion more.
Okay, but I think we can agree that they got there with simplicity.
Yeah.
By bundling things together, honestly, I think the fact that Apple now has iPhone 5, iPhone 4S, and iPhone 4 at 3 different price points is a huge stumble compared to what's made them so powerful. Because their whole thing was, this is the phone. This is the only phone you need. Buy this phone, nothing else matters. That's been their whole thing. If you want a desktop computer, buy an iMac. There's not many configurations. Don't worry, it's what you need. That's been their whole thing. And so if the PC is going to gain traction with the mainstream consumers, why did we lose all these gamers to consoles? Because they bought one thing and it ran everything they needed.
Yeah.
How do we get them back?
I don't know.
So there. I don't necessarily, just to disclaim this, guys, I don't necessarily believe this is the best thing ever. But that was my devil's advocate sort of, here's why it's happening.
I think it sucks because losing... I think it's good because when you're building a computer for your buddy who doesn't care, or when you're building a computer for your mom, or your friends like, oh, I want to come play Star Citizen with you guys when it's released. And you're like, all right, man, I'll build you this. Like, whatever, no big deal.
I'll build you an i7 Asus.
Yeah.
And it'll have everything he needs.
Yeah, but then when I'm building a computer for myself, I want to be able to pick everything.
Pony up.
I know, and that's the thing at the same time. But then when, like, 16-year-old me, or 16-year-old dude that messages me on Twitter is like, I'm super into computers, I love it, I want to build one, I'm going to have to be like, yo, get this kind of cop-out pre-built thing. Because that's what it's going to be now, is pre-built systems.
But it'll be a better value for him. I mean, it's the same thing as it is with 1155 in 2011 today. 1155, for 99% of people, will perform better.
Yeah.
Unless you're a high-end video editor, graphic designer, whatever else, for your mom and your dad and your brother and yourself, 1155 literally performs better because it's mainstream enough that the economies of scale allow them to push the performance, to cycle the technology faster. They can recoup their R&D investment faster and create a new chip and cycle it. Whereas with 2011, because it's so niche, they have to have a longer cycle. That's just the way it works. Because
and it could be good because maybe more people will buy that level, so it'll become less niche, so the cycles will go faster. But then
so we'll replace the console.
Yeah, I freaking hope so. But like, I don't really see that happening because like the bro aspect of consoles is not going to go away. No, seriously though. And I just, like I said earlier, I don't want it to just be the first kick that starts the ball rolling. Okay,
would a more standardized PC platform make for a better experience even for yourself? Remember the first time? Oh no, that was Diesel. Never mind. Okay, okay. What if things were so standard that Windows was able to come with your USB 3 driver?
It already does.
And you didn't. Okay.
Windows 8 does.
Okay, Windows 8 does. Fine, whatever. Whatever the new thing is then. Whatever some new thing is that comes out. What if?
But is that their plan with their little mini development?
The more integrated things will get, the more integrated things will be.
You know, I mean, is that Microsoft's plan with their mini drops, mini operating system drops?
Oh, potentially. I don't know. Like, I only know what I said about that one before, so I'm not exactly sure. But will a more integrated experience be bad? I don't think so.
I just think it'll suck for the super techie custom builder guys.
Yeah.
Which is who we are trying to
talk to. But it'll drive down overhead at a retailer perspective. At a system builder
perspective. For like a
perspective.
huge global perspective, it's probably better. For like me, I don't like it as much.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. I hope we actually haven't been looking at any tweets or any Twitch chat, so I hope you guys haven't been just kind of sitting there complaining that this is super boring.
Yeah, what Eddie said.
Here, well, you have to show them what Eddie said. Jeez. So Eddie says he doesn't... You know what? Yeah, let's take some of your comments on this discussion topic because I think this is really important for the industry in general and for every enthusiast. Whether you want to take sort of my devil's advocate side or whether you want to take Slick's side. I mean, quite frankly... Here, actually, okay, a little bit more. Quite frankly, my computer is an LGA 2011, not because it performs better for what I do, because it doesn't. If I really wanted the best performance possible, I'd get a 3770K, just like everyone else. But because I wanted the baller platform. I wanted the flexibility to put in as much RAM as I wanted. I wanted to have all those PCI Express lanes, just in case I decide I'm going to put a 10 gigabit NIC in there, and a RAID card, and a graphics card, and a sound card, and I wanted them all to have as much bandwidth as they possibly could. So the enthusiast in me actually is mortified by all this.
Yeah.
But we have to look at it from sort of a wider perspective than just our tunnel vision.
But then for our individual opinions, we don't necessarily have to, because this is what we think of it.
But that doesn't make for a very interesting discussion, because you'd basically say, Broadwell is going to suck ass, and then I'd say, all right!
Yeah!
Fist bump!
Yeah! I don't know, Kyle brings up a good point, but
okay,
I did bring this up earlier.
Yeah, Kyle, as a computer salesman, I'd like to voice my opinion on the choice versus no somehow. Ask Slick. Slick isn't even a computer salesman. I'm more of a computer salesman than him.
Oh.
Because I actually worked as a computer salesman for 6 months.
So did I. I worked as a computer salesman for like almost a year.
You were at Best Buy.
True.
Yeah.
I
was at NCIX.
I got people to buy not terrible computers. I actually directed some people to NCIX as well. Probably shouldn't have said on here, but oh well. Cover me up. Good job.
Okay then. Are you
No,
gonna
but
get a...
choice is always good, though. I agree with him.
No, I disagree. Sometimes choice is destructive. Sometimes choice is actually bad because choice leads people to buy dumb crap.
Like eventually buy
That
a Mac
doesn't work.
because they screw up and buy some stupid computer.
That's right.
But then people should be like intelligent and figure out that if they spent $400 on a computer and it didn't work for them, that buying a $2,000 Mac is not actually the right logical process.
You own a Pontiac.
Yeah, because I don't have that much money in general. And it works. It gets me from point A to point B.
So then if you had more money to spend on a car, would you buy a Mercedes? Or maybe just something better. Honda. I don't know. Not a Pontiac.
I wouldn't buy a Mercedes.
Okay, I forget where I was going with that. Hold on. No, I was going somewhere with that. The point was, shoot, what were we talking about?
I don't know, but apparently this guy thinks this topic is terrible and doesn't care about Intel processors.
You know what? Hold on. I'm trying to... You're distracting me now. I'm trying to figure out what I was trying to say with the Pontiac thing.
You just don't like my car. Which is fine.
I really don't. I totally hate your car. It's stupid. It's horrible.
I like my car.
Computer salesman, and then we moved on to something.
The car.
Right. Too much choice is bad.
Oh.
Because it generates bad customer experiences.
But then they should just have better salesmen.
Yeah. Have you met any salesmen? Where are you going to find better salesmen? That's like saying they should have, I don't know what that's like saying.
Do some form of training.
Training is not the be-all and end-all.
But they should have some form of it. How much training is there?
Okay, but how much training can you do when there's... Okay, here, between Gigabyte, MSI, and ASUS alone, and that's your 1, 2, 3, how many Z77 boards do you think there are?
Oh, a ridiculous amount. But you should have,
At least 30.
NCIX should have all their employees on a mailing list. And when something new comes out, there should be, you or someone else should check it out and then tell them...
And they're going to remember that? I mean, think about the way it worked at Best Buy with something like an extended service plan, where they had a sheet of paper and they could refer to things. Imagine if you had to put every motherboard and video card on that sheet of paper. They would need, a microscope to read it. And sometimes the differences between all these motherboards are actually very difficult to figure out.
That's true.
You've run into this.
Yeah.
Why is this one even more expensive?
Yeah.
And you can't tell.
Yeah.
You literally can't tell. So, that doesn't even include ASRock, BioStar, ECS, EVGA. Why do we need this much choice for Z77 motherboards? We established earlier on in the stream that they all perform exactly the same.
I still like choice. I still want to be able to pick what I want.
Okay.
Every single time. Personally.
So,
you might think it's bad for some random person, but again, I'm pulling it back and saying that I'm answering this question on behalf of me and not on behalf of that random person.
All right. Whereas
And I
I'm
always want
taking
choice.
the everyman's approach to this.
Yeah.
Because I can figure out what motherboard I need.
Yeah. And I want to be able to figure out what motherboard I
But
need.
based on how many people tweet me asking what motherboard to buy, it's hard. And if you weren't following it and keeping up with it,
But
it's
does that
hard.
mean they don't want to? It might be difficult, but they might also enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I do, so I can't say
Yeah.
that no one does, but
Yeah.
I just don't think it's that likely. Are we going to get a heater for the garage? No, we're not, because heat is expensive, and he's just not worth it.
I'm going to bring my own jacket at some point in time, so I don't have to...
That is an awesome jacket. What's wrong with you?
It's also like army camo green, and the sleeves aren't long enough.
It's Digicam. It goes along with our high-tech overall experience that we got going on here. It's digital.
Nice.
The people who care about the change don't care about the best value if it takes some of the fun out of building. Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah.
The topic is terrible. What is Linus saying? He wants to get rid of his entire job. It won't get rid of my job at all. I mean, NCIX will still sell tech stuff. There will still be tech stuff because remember, we're talking about how all this ease of manufacture and all this simplicity is going to turn the computer into something where, a great example is something like the expensive camera we just bought. Why isn't it running an Android operating system with, a powerful quad-core processor in it? Why isn't it running a Windows 8 operating system with a next generation or three generations away Core i3 in it? That would be awesome. I mean, compared to the kinds of garbage processors they're using in things like cameras today, I mean, imagine if we could put a PC processor in there. The amount of flexibility. I mean, we could start writing custom firmwares for cameras and
But
stuff.
then, why don't they just do 3 sockets? Would it really cost that much more?
Yes, a socket costs a fortune.
Intel's ballin' though.
I know, but why would they waste? They don't. You don't get ballin' by wasting money.
Yeah, I know.
A socket costs a fortune in validation and the ecosystem you have to build
But
around
if they
it.
move into all those other devices, I'm sure they're making their money.
Well, yeah, they're making their money, but they're making their money by keeping everything BGA. Solder it on. Solder it on, solder it on, solder it on.
And like, what's to stop them from, we probably shouldn't talk about this topic for literally ever, but what's to stop them from doing it to 2011 at some point, or whatever 2011 turns into?
Oh, they probably will. But we're like 5, 10, 20 years away from that.
Hopefully more.
Because there will always be that need for a high-end workstation. That market will always exist. It'll just be niche.
I wonder if this will make AMD more viable.
I don't know.
I don't
the wild
personally
card.
think so.
That's
I
the wild
don't
card.
personally think it will, unless
Yeah.
AMD goes for some gigantic push, and they could.
Yeah.
And if they go for some gigantic push and they go like, oh, we're the enthusiast processor now, and they make a big push and they actually make viable processors in the high tier range, then
Or at a low cost, but slightly higher than what they're doing now, but that it's unlocked and you can overclock
Unlocked.
it. And you can... There is
Yeah.
room for them to reinvent themselves as that cool company,
yeah.
where Intel will be like that corporate company. So let's see.
That'd
They
be
have to
interesting.
last that long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone I know is gaming on Xbox will buy PC. You need PC. A big game that everyone needs. Yeah, I hope Star Citizen is that game. I'm
Yeah.
super excited about that. The
There's a
only
couple
reason-
possibly big games coming out soon.
Robert, you can use a controller on a PC. Xbox 360 works just fine. Xbox 360 controller works just fine on a PC. Just get an adapter dongle.
Yep, and if you're at, I'm not sure if he's using handicapped as a exact term or not. If you are actually handicapped, you can get things like OCZ Nia.
Oh, come on. That thing's stupid, though.
No!
No, but have you seen the Peregrine?
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
That thing's cool.
Nia's super cheap though.
Yeah, but the Nia
And
doesn't...
it works, you just suck at it.
Peregrine's way cooler.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah,
So if you guys don't know what the Peregrine is, it's a glove you wear that has contact points all over the inside. I think you can do about 30 commands.
I don't know how many. I think it's here, here, and here, and then
Yeah.
your thumb just connects them all.
Yeah, so you can do up to, I think it's 30 different commands by just touching your thumb to various fingers on the, and there's like conductive control pads on them. And so they were showing someone gaming in a game like League of Legends. So instead of having this mouse on a keyboard, you actually just kind of have it beside you like this. You got your mouse hand and you just go, you know, for whatever spell or hotkey you want to hit. And there's pro gamers claiming that it actually makes them faster than if they use a keyboard because they never have to look. It's all muscle memory. You just go like that.
I haven't seen any of them actually doing it in a tournament, but
I haven't seen that yet either.
I used it at PAX, and it is, like, it's fairly okay quick. Like, it's not super slow. I personally find I'd be way faster with the keyboard because then all your fingers are currently resting on the keys.
But you're more used to it.
But I'm more used to it too. But
Whereas-
then this means that you have to move your thumb to each individual key if you're representing your fingers as keys. This way
You
your
don't have to
fingers
move
are
your
all
thumb
on the
much.
keys. I know, but your fingers resting on the keys is not moving your fingers at all.
Unless
is
you
a
have
lot
to
less
move your
than-
finger and press a key.
Which is never...
Remember,
any
like
difference.
30 keys though.
QWER.
No, I mean, but if you could hit 30 like this, like let's say you needed a wider variety.
So
Because,
for like a different
okay,
game other than...
yeah, on a keyboard, I'd say there's
I
probably
guess there's DNF too.
reload. See, Q's tough. As soon as you get into the ring finger, pinky finger, it's tough. There's probably like 10 to 12 keys that I can hit as quickly as I could do this.
Definitely cool. Like if you have shoulder problems and stuff, you can keep your arm down off the table
Yep.
and use it.
So I asked for a demo unit.
That's cool.
So hopefully we can get our hands on it and check it out and let you guys know what we actually think after extended use. But yeah, Peregrine, very, very cool. Should I get the 2500K or wait for Haswell? Get a 3570K? Or a 2500K? I mean, honestly, I don't know how much faster Haswell will be. I don't think anyone does right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make it just another console? The point of PC is the customization. The software customization will always be there, though, which is the difference between PC and console.
And you can still be specific about your RAM. You can still be specific about your graphics card. It's, yeah.
Dylan asks, why did you move Linus Tech Tips into your garage? Because we have a new set for NCIX Tech Tips, but there actually isn't a ton of space in there. And I've also had some other projects going. I don't know if you've seen my Tech Quickie channel. So if you're following me on Twitter, you've probably seen some of my tweets about it, or maybe you missed them. But I have some other different video projects that I'm working on as well. So that's part of the reason why I need something resembling a studio space here at home. You want to blame something for the downfall? Blame the first Xbox? Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. No doubt. When building for me, it'll be different from building for my mom, which I could get. Yep. Totally agree, Sean. I think Slick's right. Imagine 5 years down the road and everyone has a high-end PC. There's nothing unique about PCs anymore. But imagine 5 years down the road when everyone has a high-end PC. Now they can develop a game that only runs on a high-end PC. There you go. Part of the reason for it. Again, actually, I didn't even cover that before. Okay, you know what? Let's move on to the next. Oh, actually, I got one question here I want to answer. Sean, sometimes I will take an alternative position to what I actually feel like in my heart because there are reasons that go beyond my feelings for why things work the way they do.
Devil's advocate. You
Devil's
gotta
advocate.
bring up the other side of the argument so that the argument isn't boring.
And if we don't understand both sides, then we're just fanboys.
Yeah.
So you have to try to understand
Where they're coming from.
why does the world work the way it does? I can still feel the way I do. You know what? I mean, you guys ask me this all the time, and I usually won't tell you. Do I have a favorite of something? Do I have a favorite brand of motherboard? Yes, I do. But I can't let that get in the way of being objective because I think it's not fair to you guys. So here, find another topic for us. I'm going to go see if I've got anything over there, and we'll move right along.
Scythe.
Oh yeah, okay, go.
Another sad topic, in my opinion. Scythe, the makers of Gentle Typhoon and many other fans and many other heat
The
sinks.
Shuriken!
And Shuriken.
Choryuzi! Or whatever they've called them.
All the best
Chorizo?
names for all their different things. Their
Hadouken!
their
No,
USA
no.
North America branch just went out of business. So this isn't very applicable to anyone else outside of North America because Scythe in all those locations is still running just fine. But their North America branch is out of business. So if you want some AR-15s, you might want to pick those up quick. That's very sad for me because my by far favorite fans for at least 120mm is AR-15s. They're 1850 RPM 120mm fans. And that means I'm going to buy a small stack of them and then hoard them. But yeah, that's kind of crappy, but like I said, for anyone outside of North America, it doesn't matter because Scythe is doing just fine.
You know what this comes down to? Too much choice was bad.
Not really, actually, it's because the parent company closed down. It wasn't even Scythe USA, it's the guys that owned Scythe USA, so nah.
I bet if it had been more profitable, the parent company wouldn't have had to close down.
Yeah, but that was like one of their smaller companies.
I bet if Scythe had been... Okay, fine. I'm trying to find some of the Twitter topics that I sent to myself. Virtue. Oh, someone asked us to discuss virtue.
Okay.
Like Lucid Logix virtue.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not virtue.
I was like, what?
It's like, yeah, Slick and I have, we're going to start wearing purity rings. And we really think that if you guys support Linus Tech Tips, then you should wear purity rings. And if you're tuning in right now, just to hear me say that, I really, really hope you didn't tune out immediately. I'm going to explain. So Lucid Logix Virtue does a number of different things. Although the context that this guy was asking about it in was, remember when we first saw the news of Virtue, and we were going to be able to run multi-GPU with AMD and NVIDIA graphics card, mismatched generations of graphics cards. Why hasn't that taken off, in your estimation?
Didn't NVIDIA get super pissed off?
Okay, yeah, NVIDIA got super butthurt about it.
Yeah, they did not want that to happen.
Yep. They want to control the SLI ecosystem.
Remember what they did to the Big Bang X Power?
I do
Or
remember
Big
what they
Bang
did to the Big Bang X Power.
Marshall.
Marshall.
Big Bang Marshall.
Yeah, Big Bang Marshall. Do you guys remember the Big Bang Marshall? It was like an XL-ATX 1155 board. Yeah, it was a P55 board, wasn't it? I think so.
I think so.
P67? I don't know, whatever. An LDA 1155 board that was XL-ATX. It had 7 PCI Express 16X slots, and it had Lucid Logix Virtue. So that, or no, not Virtue, it had Hydra.
Yeah. Their first, I think it was their first
Yeah,
one.
it was called Hydra, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
So where you could, in theory, run 7 graphics cards and have them all stacked together and make for better performance. And NVIDIA actually blocked quad SLI and I think triple SLI.
And triple. All you could do is dual SLI.
Yeah, you could just do dual SLI on this board in spite of the fact that it had 7 PCI
7
Express
PCI
slots.
slots. 2 graphics cards.
Yay! I don't know. When I first saw it, I basically went, this is never going to work.
Yeah.
Because it's asking for way too much. That's...
When I saw it, I assumed that you'd get, like, terrible returns.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's funny though is when they optimized it fully for something like 3D Mark 11,
Yeah.
it actually delivered pretty crazy results. You could see it, like it was working. However, the problem with that comes down to games. There's so many games.
They're all so different.
There's always a new patch.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was like, okay, the reason this can't work is because they would need a driver team as big at least as NVIDIA's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you look at how hard it is for AMD and NVIDIA alone to make sure that you don't see random graphical artifacts all over your screen. So why is it that some like small company wasn't able to do more than them and like bring more together than them? Well, I think it seems fairly obvious.
Pretty straightforward.
I've had people like tell me they want to buy a motherboard with Hydra, and I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Virtue MVP, however, does a couple of cool things. So that allows notebook-like switching between your dedicated graphics and your integrated GPU. It's a very small performance hit, very, very small. But you can use your integrated GPU for video transcoding. You can use your dedicated graphics card for gaming. It also allows a couple of other features. So one of them is a performance boost one that in theory, like...
Close them together.
Yeah, no, what it does is it puts texture duties on your onboard GPU because that's easy and it's just memory intensive, and then does something else, but it just...
It's so sketchy.
Yeah, we used it and it worked for like one game.
Yeah, and then just like didn't.
And like caused performance degradation in other ones. And then I think the other one is something to do with VSync.
But when we were mainly using an Intel platform, right?
Yes.
I've heard it's a lot more stable on AMD platforms.
Weird.
With APU and a graphics card. I know that's weird. And I haven't done it myself, obviously, but I've read that it's much more stable.
Okay, but who cares?
Yeah, I know, I definitely agree.
I have a lot of people ask me about what used to be called hybrid crossfire, where you'd have an APU, so you'd have an AMD CPU with an onboard GPU, and then a low-end graphics card, and you can crossfire them together for a performance boost. And people are like, oh, what graphics card? Should I get a 6670 with my APU? And I'm just like, oh, dude. Oh, dude. Just, oh, dude, no. APU is good for onboard graphics. Fantastic. Destroys anything from Intel. If you're looking to build a super basic machine, get an APU. If you want to play any games at all. Done.
Yeah.
If you want to have a dedicated graphics gaming experience, buy a dedicated graphics card. Don't try to it's like someone deciding they want a car and they like staple two motorcycles together. It's like, will it work? Will it move in a direction? Maybe. Should you do it? No.
No.
It's like, but motorcycles are so cheap. You could buy 3 of them and staple them together. Just no. Spend $100. $100 is the bare minimum to spend on a graphics card. Any less than that, and you're getting a terrible value. Buy a real graphics card. End of story. So there, it's been said now. That's actually a great analogy. Stapling motorcycles together. It's just like...
So ridiculous.
Franken contraption. Okay. So that was my topic. What was your next topic?
Let me see. There's useless human babies.
Useless human baby. This is... You know what? You know what inspired this topic is my baby? Oh, right. No, I remember where we were going with that topic, though.
Old school RPG mages.
Yes. So, humans... Actually, you know what? No. This was your point. You make the point.
Okay, I brought up that a baby dolphin, immediately upon being born, knows to immediately go to the surface and get air. And human babies are just pretty much generally useless at everything they ever try and do for a really, really long time.
My baby was trying to eat in his high chair with his hands for the first time.
Which is cute, but ineffective.
The mess was literally the entire span of both of his arms and like up the side of his head into his hair with like a pea, like not pea, but like peas.
Peas,
yeah.
Bananas.
Pea, banana, and like baby cereal.
Yeah.
And it was just like all over the place.
Which, like I said, is cute, but yeah. Compared to most other babies, animals, we kind of suck.
Yeah, they never stood a chance.
So I brought that up, and then I came up with the analogy that we're kind of like mages in old school RPG games.
Well, no, because we were talking dolphins. And I was like,
right.
If dolphins are so smart, then why don't they figure out how to walk on land? We figured out how to swim.
And I brought up that they don't have opposable thumbs.
Okay, so then whatever.
And
So
then you kept on bringing up more things, and I just kept on saying opposable thumbs.
well, yeah, because you know what? No, if they were so smart, they would find a way to win. They would find a way around it because he thinks they're smarter than us. Which
Apparently,
I think
it's been proven that they're smarter, but they can't do a lot of things because they don't have opposable thumbs, so they can't like.
Then they're not that smart.
How does smart have to do with your physical form?
Well, we figured out how to like kick tigers'
Have opposable
butts.
thumbs? I don't think we figured out how to have opposable.
A man can kill a tiger, even though a tiger is much more
with
powerful.
a tool that he makes with opposable thumbs.
Chimps have opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
I could take a chimp.
They're not nearly as smart as us, though.
I
But
just
they have
need my sword.
but they have opposable thumbs.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your point?
Which they're kind of lame, but are able to survive because they have opposable thumbs.
Where are you even going with this?
Where? This is you.
Okay, so humans. So humans start out useless, but then later on in life they get totally OP.
Completely imba. Because they're like old school RPG mages. They suck at the beginning, and they're horrible to play, and they're really annoying. But then once you level up a whole bunch, all the warriors are terrible, and you're amazing and overpowered. And
Diablo 1 is a great example of that.
Yeah.
Like you die in like 2 hits
Yeah.
at the beginning if you're a mage.
Yeah.
But then by the end of it, you just like walk around with a staff of apocalypse and you're just like right click, right click, right click, right click. You never actually have to go in the room. You just walk around with like your BS mana shield. And it's just like the warriors are just like, well, I actually can't have that much health.
Yeah.
Because like the game maxed it and stuff.
Yeah. EverQuest 1 was also a really good example of that. And like Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale are both really good examples of that.
You know what was
With, like,
hilarious? Fable 1, I literally had like 2 spells that I used. So I had like a knockback or something, and then I had an area of effect or something stupid. Or maybe it was just one area of effect spell. And it was just like, yeah, this is all I... You know, I don't think I can think of even a modern game where mages aren't just kind of stupid overpowered.
Just the whole time? Yeah, not really.
I mean, Magic's just
It used
like...
to be the thing where it was like, hey, do I want to have the beginning of this game really easy? I'll play a warrior, but I'll suck later on. Or do I want the beginning of this game to be really hard? I'll play a mage, and I'll be awesome later on.
I wonder what it'll be like an Imba class in something like Star Citizen.
Is there really classes though?
Kind
I think
of.
it's just the type of ship that you fly.
Is it just the type of ship that you fly?
I don't.
Is that
I'm not sure. But if it's like
okay.
Eve, it's more the type of ship and the race that you fly.
in the race?
But then you can learn the skills for other races, so it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
It just takes more
How
time.
do you learn a skill for a race? I mean, you just like...
You just read their book.
You just
In
put
Eve,
one
you just
foot
read
in
their
front of
book.
the other, and you try to get there first.
Nice.
But
It's a horrible joke.
what else you got?
We've got applications or apps.
Oh, yeah, but you ruined all the punchlines. So,
The App Store thing, Windows App Store.
yeah. So Windows has an app store, and I think a lot of people have been kind of like, well, we were talking about developers.
Yeah.
So we were talking about sort of what a programmer makes these days, and I made the point that an app programmer will get paid more inherently because they on their resume they put that they're an app programmer. So yes, so Luke, slick, Bazinga, whatever. Done now. It's live. How many people are watching? 1,900.
Yeah, apps programmers. What were you?
Awkward. Right. So they make more inherently because they make apps. And even though I can't imagine what's different about programming an app versus programming like anything else.
It's the same language. You're just locked down to the ads.
Okay. So is it any different programming an app for a phone than it is programming an app for like Windows 8 or?
Well, it's like I said, it's a different language.
Okay.
But,
But a lot of the skills are
and
transferable.
you're using like SDKs and stuff, but you use SDKs for a lot of stuff you build for desktops and systems as well, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So a lot of people seem upset about the App Store for Windows 8. Or we can't call it App Store because...
Amazon did that, and then Apple tried to sue them, and then the judge was just like, "Screw you, no one cares."
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I never paid
He
attention to
basically
that
just threw it out. He was like, "No, it's a freaking app store. You can just leave it alone."
Huh.
I think everyone's just kind of sick and tired of Apple just trying to sue everyone all the time.
Okay. So what's the difference between an app and an application?
There isn't one.
An
App is short for application.
So basically what you're trying to say then is the App Store has always existed,
Yes, because you just download things from websites.
but apps are cheaper.
Not necessarily.
Which apps aren't cheaper?
I don't know. What can you compare, really?
Well, you go like average, like a professionally developed application
But it's usually
versus
way
a professionally
smaller.
developed app.
They're the same thing if you bring it up that way. But if you bring it, if you say something from the iTunes App Store or downloading from a website, if you get they have Photoshop for you,
I could argue app is actually short for Apple and not application.
but it's not.
It
So-
could be.
But it's not.
It could be a double meaning.
No. It's just not.
App Store. Apple Store.
But it's not. It means application.
They don't have anything else called an Apple Store.
Oh my god. They don't. What? What? That took me a second to process. Of course they do.
They should just call their stores App Stores.
They actually should. That would be.
That would actually be kind of amazing.
Yeah, it would.
And you can go there and you can buy apps or you can buy apps.
You can locally buy an app. You can get a box for your app.
So we've always had app stores at the end of the day. It's called a retail store.
Yeah.
Um,
You can buy software there.
yeah, you can buy software there. Although that's kind of stupid.
Yeah. No one does that anymore.
Yeah, no one does that anymore. This will be like a great this would be a great like Twitter question. When's the last time you guys bought software at a retail store?
That's happening to games. What I think is going to happen is I don't think games are actually going to be sold. I think it's just going to be if you buy a special edition, you can get hardware when you buy a game.
Right.
I think pretty damn soon games are all going to be digital, and then special editions are going to be the only way you get actually a physical thing.
Well, you know what's been one of my favorite things to do over the last 5 or 6 years? Every time I go to the mall in Surrey, I swing by the EB Games.
Right.
And the only thing I do there is I see how big the PC section is. It's at the point now where I was at the Source. Like I kind of do this. I'm just curious. At the Source, they had 4 games on the shelf. They had a couple generations ago WoW expansion. It was like Cataclysm or something. They had StarCraft 2. They had Diablo 3. Yeah, Diablo 3. And then they had one other game or something like that. It was 4 or 5 games.
So
and then they
Blizzard.
had 1 copy of each. That was it. I think the last game was a Bethesda title or something. It was it was an RPG or something. Might have been Elder Scrolls.
Or Fallout.
Something like that. And I was like, wow, it's dead.
Yeah.
It's totally dead.
Yeah. Well, it's people are still buying it, but they just don't care. If you're buying StarCraft, you're just downloading off Battle.net. If you're buying a Bethesda game, you're probably just downloading it from Steam.
So if you're Microsoft, why don't you just stop selling physical games for Xbox? What's the point? What's the point of a physical medium?
Hard drive capacity right now. Xbox hard drive capacity, as far as I know, isn't that awesome.
Okay, and then the only reason for limiting hard drive capacity would be to prevent piracy, in theory.
No, I think it's just if you bought one of the original Xboxes, their hard drives were only 20 to 40 gigs.
Yeah.
Now you can get bigger ones with the Elites and the newer ones.
They're
and
still
whatnot.
small.
They're
What,
still really
320?
small. Yeah,
Why
they're
can't
still really small.
Why can't I just plug in a USB hard drive? That's what I've never really understood. I mean, I love how Nintendo's whole DRM thing for the Wii U involves, because Nintendo still ties your downloadable purchases to the hardware, not to a user account. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So basically, there's this drawn-out process where you transfer your hardware from your Wii to your Wii U, and all the accounts kind of go over. And if you screw it up at any point during it, I think it gets really complicated. And I don't remember where I was going with this.
No idea.
Right, why don't they just let me put a 64 gig SD card in my stupid thing? And a big old 3 terabyte hard drive over USB?
I think just because you can plug it into a PC really easily.
Okay.
Can't really plug an Xbox hard drive into a PC very easily. I think you can, but I think it's this weird
So it's a
hack.
piracy prevention thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
That's my assumption. I don't actually know, but it makes sense to me.
Once again, piracy prevention just destroys what could be good and makes it bad.
There was, I think it was 5 or 10 years ago now, but there was a bunch of, I think 3 engineers or something like that from Microsoft that were working on DRM. stuff, like the whole idea behind DRM, just all were like, this is just not going to work. They're like, this will not work. People will always find a way around it. And they almost got fired for it, didn't actually get fired, and then they were just totally right. People will always find a way. And people are like, oh, PC sales are dying because people pirate stuff. Are you kidding me? Of course, but then look at consoles too. Consoles are so easy to pirate.
Okay, they might be easier to pirate, but I would argue that the average console user is less capable of pirating.
That's true.
No offense, guys. I'm sorry. Actually, okay. Oh, the viewers are tanking. The viewers are tanking. No one's watching. Okay, I'm sorry. Consoles, okay. Oh, the viewers are tanking again. All the PC guys are I'm going to alienate the entire audience. But I would argue that sort of lowest common denominator console users are not as tech savvy.
No, I agree. Yeah. But then, like, bullshit, like, sorry, mind my language, but Rockstar Games not releasing freaking GTA 5 on PC because they're like, oh, there's too many pirates, it's not worth it. What?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they didn't sell enough to cover how much it cost to port a game.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me? You're just porting it. You think there's not enough people that are going to buy it? Like, it's a joke.
You know what's the one that I find most offensive? I liked Halo 1. I won't play it on an Xbox because playing shooters on a controller is stupid.
Yeah.
Halo 2, I played through like 3/4 of the campaign. I didn't enjoy it that much. Halo 1, I loved Halo 1.
Ending of the campaign, Halo 1 co-op is like one of the greatest.
Why wasn't I ever able to play co-op? First of all, why? Why can't I play co-op campaigns on a PC? There's like 2 games. Co-op is like a given on a console.
Yeah.
And I mean, the co-op experience on split screen is stupid. And then what are you going to do? You're going to drag a bunch of consoles together and daisy chain them? Like, see, and then like put like 4 TVs in the same, like it's just stupid. It's a terrible user experience.
I try so hard to find co-op games.
Yes.
It's so difficult.
Like Alien Swarm was one that was kind of fun. That was a free game. Okay, but anyway, so the one that I find most offensive is the one. I was going to pick one company that should be the most committed to the PC platform, that should be willing to sort of bite the bullet on a couple people who download the game, it should be Microsoft.
Yeah, yeah.
They have had every chance over the last 10 years to save the PC as a gaming platform.
Yeah.
And they have not only not enabled others to support it, but they have totally abandoned it themselves.
Well, they didn't own Halo for a while. They do now.
Right. So where's my Halo 4? Where's my Halo 3, for that matter?
Did they own it for Halo 3?
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't think they did.
Okay, where's my Halo 4?
I could totally be wrong. I'm not that good with consoles, but...
Yeah, I know, right? Where's my Halo 4, though?
I don't know. It's not out yet. Was that
Halo 4?
Was that it? I thought it was a different
Halo
name.
4 just got released.
I'm really bad with consoles. I thought it was one of their named things.
You're
like
fired.
Reach and whatever. Fired because I don't know something about a console.
Yeah. Our viewers want to know about... Actually, I don't think they do.
I actually played it. I played the new Halo. It's actually pretty alright. This probably looks really inappropriate.
For a console game. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's a mouse. There's a mouse. Show them the mouse pad. Show them the mouse pad. Thank you. There's a reason for that. Okay, you know what? Why don't we do Twitter Q&A for the last... Oh, wow, 2 minutes. Did you have any other, like, killer topics that we had to cover?
Not really, I don't think.
Okay, sorry, guys. This is going to look inappropriate again.
No, just what you do when the internet is out and artificial product differentiation.
Oh yeah, I hate artificial product differentiation. We'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
Okay, some people bought on a PC, would have to get it for console. So the Twitter questions. Might want to change the focus of your camera slightly to the foreground. You know what, it's on auto. I should probably just set it to manual. You're right. Can't believe split screen hasn't killed the console. I know, right? I mean, like, remember... Oh, you're too young. Did you play 007 GoldenEye on N64?
Are you kidding me? Of course I did. I still have it.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game.
And 4 controllers. I play it all the time.
Can you imagine if you'd been able to play that with like dedicated screens for?
So epic.
Oh, Back to Twitter questions. Okay, Xbox is pirated. None of my
someone owns your coat.
I'm sorry.
It's like that is my coat. I got it from something.
Nice. Way to go, Taylor. Get on with the topic, man, and get rid of Slick. He blows. I think that's the same guy as before. Yeah, you blow.
No, yeah, it's the same guy.
Why hasn't physical media moved from optical disc to flash drive? Digital is decent, but broadband isn't always cheaper available. Flash drive's still more expensive than optical, I think.
Discs are like
Yeah, discs cost nothing to make.
super cheap.
Yep.
They make them in huge batches.
And
it
it's
costs
so
nothing.
prevalent that you could probably find out of 100 computers, 99 of them would have an optical drive or some kind of access to an optical drive, and maybe 20% of them would actually have an SD card reader. So there's your answer. GTA sucks, but yes, Halo is by far the most offensive. Thank you, John. I agree. For cooling performance, 480mm rad or thicker than normal 360. I'd go thick 360.
Really?
Actually, maybe not. I'd probably go thin 480 with
Yeah.
low RPM fans.
Yeah, that's what I expected you to say.
Yeah, okay.
But then, like, finding a case that can fit that too, it's not that easy.
TJ07, bam.
Well, yeah, but that's
TJ07,
$360.
TJ07, bam.
$360.
Bam.
$360.
Bam.
$360.
Why did Twitter just sign out?
I don't know.
Way to go with the touch mouse. Oh, you're killing me here. And XSplit is like gone. You know what? That's gonna do it for tonight. So I'm just gonna sort of do this some more and shut this down. So thank you guys for tuning into the live stream tonight. Don't forget to subscribe on Twitch for more live streams. Good night.
Bye bye.